Welcome back to La La Land on CRN Digital Talk. That's Nettie Liddell. I'm Brett Chapin, and we're here talking with the very talented Mr. Alfonso Freeman. If you have any questions for Alfonso, give us a call at 1-800-336-2225. And thank you for joining us, Mr. Alfonso Freeman. How are those chips working out?
Never, ever just do anything on an empty stomach.
Never.
No.
Ever. Anything.
Nettie brought Special K cracker chips in today, and they're pretty delicious, I gotta say.
Well, but they're not sponsoring us, so.
Well, they should be, because we just gave them a huge plug.
I know, we
Yes.
did. How do you feel about them?
They're crunchy.
They're crunchy. They are crunchy.
If you want to tell us how you feel about Special K cracker chips, give us a call at 1-800-336-2225. No, so to just give you guys a little bit of history on some of the things that Alfonso's worked on, I'm just going to read this real quick. I know you guys didn't want me to, but I think it's important.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So Alfonso Freeman was born in Los Angeles, California, the son of Morgan Freeman and Lolitha Atkins. He briefly attended California State University as an art major and is currently pursuing a degree in psychology. He used his imposing presence to great effect in character roles. He took his first on-screen bows in the mid-1990s, gracing the cast of many productions, including The Shawshank Redemption, Seven, Nurse Betty, The Bucket List. He voiced the lead character, Fred Redding, in the short parody Shark Tank Redemption, and he's also appeared in such films, indie films, and such television shows as The West Wing, ER, and The Practiced. He is an accomplished stage actor and gospel singer, and he appeared in a Shawshank Redemption parody during Robot Chicken Season 4.
Yes.
So the guy's working all the time. He's got a lot of stuff going on.
They didn't mention the Uncle Ben's. You are the voice.
That's right. I'm the voice of Uncle Ben, so, I'm not plugging Uncle Ben's. I'm only plugging myself as a voice actor.
That's right, Alfonso. Tell us your story. You have a good one.
Well, let's see. Well,
A broad question there.
that's a big question. We could be here all day. War and peace, okay?
Let's start from maybe the
I was born
beginning.
a black child. Whole black child. Well, but that's almost literal. Let's see. I was born and raised in L.A. I didn't grow up initially knowing my father. I didn't meet him for the first time until I was 19. I was working for a telemarketing firm, and he was still listed then. This is before he was Morgan Freeman, in quotations. If you guys could see me do this, you would know.
They can see you on the live stream.
Oh, you
Yeah.
see the live stream? Okay,
Yeah.
that's me doing that. And but that was our first conversation. I was 19 years old, and then about 5 years later, he showed up at my front door.
Wait,
And-
that was your first conversation
Ever.
You called him as a telemarketer?
I didn't call him as a telemarketer. I had a job as a telemarketer, and during a break, I found his name listed in a phone book. So during a break, I decided I'd give him a call.
Huh.
And he answered the phone, and that was the beginning of our relationship. And we've had a relationship ever since. Been a great relationship. We've had our peaks and valleys, lots of valleys, lots of peaks. But at this point, I can honestly say that he is my father, not just my sperm donor. And we have like I said, we have a great relationship. I have a great relationship with all sides of my family, my mom's side, who I grew up with, and my dad's side, who I wasn't raised with, but we're all very close. I grew up, like I said, in Compton. I say L.A., but it was actually Compton. Went to Compton High, and I had to go through the whole inner city thing there, and we weren't very rich. I didn't get to go to my prom, didn't get to go to a lot of things. It was the worst combination for anybody trying to have an adolescence is to be poor and religious. It's just a really bad combination. You don't get to do a whole lot of things that way. So when I got to go to the Oscars, I felt vindicated.
There you go.
Yeah.
Wow.
That'll do it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And but
you do get to make a lot of music.
yeah, I did a lot of music. You mentioned that I was a gospel artist. That was something that I have difficulty saying I was pursuing. It was just something that was close to my heart, so I was always playing it or singing it someplace. But I find of late that I'm more directing myself towards inspirational music and standards and things like that. Just good music in general.
Mm-hmm.
I just love music, and my belief systems have changed enough such that I have decided I don't want to chase trying to get inside churches anymore to sing my songs. I'd rather, if there's a message to give, I'd rather just give it, to an individual across the table, and then that way they can see how I'm living, and I'm not trying to live up to some standard of, whatever you want to call it, morality or whatever, because I'm just too human.
It makes sense. It makes it relatable. For them.
And they see a human being who can relate to where they're going, and I'm not preachy. I'm just not religious anymore. I am a person who just believes in God and believes that you can be connected to God, and that you can also connect to your fellow man in such a way that it becomes a blessing to you and him. And I'm not going to try to ram my belief systems down someone else's throat. I just don't do that anymore.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm sure people appreciate that.
It sounds like you almost had, almost like you wanted to be a minister of sorts or something.
There are people who argue I still have that quality about me because of the things that I have to say. I have some very particular views. They've changed dramatically in the last 10 years or so. But they still line up with the belief system that I've had all along. They just don't fit the systematic beliefs that are out there right now. So rather than sit there and fighting with church pastors and people who just want to keep individuals believing in particular things so that they can fill their seats, I just will just be me, and if there's something to be said, someone will come up to me and they'll ask, and 9 times out of 10 they'll get the answer that they're looking for, or at the very least they'll get a good conversation.
Great.
Yeah.
Now, I know that you kind of started acting a little bit later in life. What do you think propelled you to get involved in acting besides the obvious talent of your family members?
Well, I was always, I won't say this humbly, I was always a talented individual. I mean, I could draw, sing, play the piano, play drums, just whatever I wanted to do, I just did. Mm-hmm. But as I had mentioned before, I was, when we were in the green room area, I was a jack of all trades and paycheck for none. And, as that goes, that's just giving away a lot of talent.
There's a lot of those in L.A.
Yeah, yeah. I hear music.
Yeah, that means that's our playoff music. It means we got 30 seconds left. So
okay.
Means we dance. No.
You should see us dancing on this table right now.
Yes.
But I did church plays. Just quickly, I just did church plays and things like that, and people always wanted me in there because they saw that I had a quality, I guess. But again, jack of all trades, paycheck for none. If they could get it for free, I did it often, and, looking for applause.
Sometimes you have to. Yeah.
Well, initially, you pay your dues.
Yeah.
And I paid my dues inside of churches initially. And then when I got laid off of a job, I became an actor, literally, the next day.
We'll be back on La La Land with Brett and Nett on CRN Digital Talk.
Has your